Hi, I'm Anjellica. I'm from Winsboro, South Carolina. And during my third pregnancy is when my heart journey began. I gave birth to my son May 16th of 2022. Pregnancy was fine, everything was fine. It wasn't until a couple of months after the pregnancy that things started going downhill from there. First thing was I just kept getting out of breath all the time, just doing simple things. Whenever I walked, just even to my car, I was out of breath, and I attribute that to baby weight. It was so bad as to where I couldn't even carry my son up and down the stairs. I literally had to put the baby carrier on and put him in the baby carrier. And even then, that was a struggle. My son's fraternal grandmother told me over the phone that I had fluid on my heart. Just by going up my stairs, she was like, "You have fluid on your heart." I still don't know how she was able to just put it, God had to put that on her heart to say, hey, you need to let her know. Had she not told me that, I would have never, it would honestly probably would have been a little too late. I didn't attribute any of these issues to my heart. So it just took God's angel to say, hey, tell her and save her, because she's not gonna save herself. When I heard that the diagnosis was cardiomyopathy, I honestly did not know what that was. The nurse, she came in and she was like, "Have you ever had congenital heart failure?" And I'm like, oh God, no, I've never had that. And then that's when the doctor came in and he was like, "Okay, your heart is failing after you gave birth." And I'm like, I've had 3 kids. This has never happened. God, why is this happening now? What? But as time went on, the medication wasn't working, diet and exercise. My body wasn't reacting to the medication the way it was supposed to. They were like, yeah, you're gonna need a new heart. Nothing's working.
I remember it was so clear one Friday evening, her doctor, called, and she was telling me that Anjellica was, had been admitted. She was in the hospital, and, she said she couldn't make the call to you. She was very devastated after she, got the result. Ms. Davis and Anjellica was gonna have to have a heart transplant. And at that moment, it was just shocking, your first thought is just a death sentence.
I got on the transplant list. It was like November the 8th. It was rough because you have to go through so many tests to make sure that that you do qualify to be on the list. And that's scary in itself, because you're like, well, what if I don't qualify? What's gonna happen then? What if they don't have a heart for me? But luckily, 2 weeks after I got on the list, there was a heart for me. So far, so good. Everything's going good. I got a heart. I got a heart. I officially have a heart. Well, I have a heart. And I go in tonight between 8 and 9. The heart won't be here till about 12, so I'll probably be doing everything about maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock.
They finally came and got us that morning, and they told us we could come to see her. And when I got to the room, it was, it was just something that, you don't ever want to see. Your child is just there. They had she was laid flat, and there were 2 nurses in there, and they told us, we're monitoring. That's what our job is. I mean, it was machines everywhere. I just broke.
For African Americans, people of color, to get a heart as fast as I did, that's not possible. A lot of people look at it as like, it's a miracle, because, and especially with my blood type being O positive, it's really hard to find a donor. Normally, I've seen people that have been on the list like I was for weeks. You see people that are literally on the list for years. God snapped his fingers and it was like, hey, here you go. I'm giving you the gift of life. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to take that for granted. That's why I'm like, I'm going back to nursing school, because I'm like, I feel like God's like, I'm giving you a second chance. Do something with it. It gives me a platform to tell my story, because you can't go to everybody individual. Hey, you heard about this? You heard about this? But yeah, I'm using this second chance the way I'm supposed to use it. Because the first time it was just like, oh, it's just life, whatever. I'm gonna live it. But this time, I'm going to live it, but I'm gonna live it the right way. I'm living it for my kids. And I always tell myself, like, I'm not just living it for me, I'm living it for myself, my children, and my donor. because it's like they didn't get a chance to finish, so I'm gonna finish it for them. The American Heart Association has played a really vital role in just me spreading this word, because I honestly feel like if we didn't have the American Heart Association, my doctor might not have been able to perform the surgery that he did, because the American Heart Association does research, which is why the donations are so vital to help women identify this, and maybe even help doctors identify women who may be at risk for this a lot earlier. And the American Heart Association has been really good to me. And I did not know that I would find a family outside of my family just by working with the American Heart Association, because Miranda has been like a sister to me. She's my family now. Like anything she wants from me, anything the American Heart Association needs from me, I'm like, I'm there, I got you. So they got me, so I got them.